We're going to look here how we solve one linear and one quadratic equation. So this first one here is our linear equation. I'm going to call it equation 1, and this second one is our quadratic equation. Quadratic equation because it's got quadratic terms, it's got an x squared term, and it's got a y squared term. So here, what you want to do is you want to substitute the linear equation into the quadratic equation. This one is fairly straightforward because you can see your linear equation. You've got your y term. Is written, it is a subject, so you've got y is equal to, so it makes it very easy. So all we're going to do is everywhere we see y in our second equation, we're going to replace it with 3x plus 4. So instead of writing y squared, you're writing 3x plus 4 squared, and then is equal to 2. That is your equation 2. So we've subbed equation 1, our linear equation, into equation 2. Now, take care doing this. This is something people mess up time and time again. So I would advise you just to take an extra step, and just to do x squared plus 3x plus 4 upon 3x plus 4. Write it out the long way to guarantee getting it correct. So this is just x squared. This is still just 2 over here. 3x times 3x. 3 times 3 is 9. X times x is x squared. Then you've got 3x times 4 is going to be 12x. You've got 4 times 3x is 12x. You've 4 times 4, which is 16. Tidy up time, so just bring it all together. On the left-hand side, you'll have 10x squared plus 24x plus 16. This 2 here comes across, and then it takes away. So 16 minus 2 is going to be just plus 14 is equal to 0. Okay, we can make life a little bit easier by dividing through by 2 and see if that helps us any. Divide through by 2 to get 5x squared plus 12, that'll be, plus 12x plus 7 is equal to 0. So now what we want to do, we want to see if there's two numbers such that they add to give 12. That was my sum. Sorry, that was my sum was 12. And my product is going to be 5 times 7, so it is 35. So where does my product come from? My product of 35 was 5 times 12. So this one does factorize because I can do 35, go through all the ways you can get 35. You could do 1 times 35. What else could we do? We could do 5 times 7, and there you go. 5 times 7 adds, they add to give 12, or sum, and they multiply to give 35. So that just tells you how you rewrite the middle term. So 12x we can write as 5x plus 7x, and plus 7 is equal to 0. And then we could take a 5x outside a bracket, leaving you x plus 1. And for the second two terms, take a 7 outside a bracket, leaving you x plus 1. Now I know I'm on the right track because I've got the same common bracket. If I hadn't got the same common bracket, just play around with this. Sometimes you'd maybe have to take out a minus 7 or whatever, but just make sure the common bracket is the same and do the next bit robotically. Write down what your common bracket was. It was x plus 1. And then in the other bracket, put down what was in front of the bracket. You had a 5x in front of it, and you had a plus 7 in front of it. Okay, and then you're back to my favourite. You've got back to this lovely thing in mathematics. You've got a times b equals 0, which means a is equal to 0 or b is equal to 0. So in this case, we have got x plus 1 equals 0, or 5x plus 7 is equal to 0, which means a wee bit of working out, x is equal to minus 1, or here, a wee bit more working out, 5x equals minus 7, x is equal to minus 7 divided by 5, which means x is equal to minus 1 and 2/5. Okay, now, big mistake people make is they think that's the end of the question. It is not. Remember, you've got to find what your y values are. So it said up here, y is equal to 3x plus 4. I'm just going to write that down before I forget it. So we had, what was it? Y is equal to 3x plus 4. So I would just say then, when x is equal to minus 1, y is equal to 3 times minus 1 plus 4. I'll just show a wee bit of working out, doing this without a calculator here. So y is equal to minus 3 plus 4, which means y is equal to plus 1. So one of my solutions is x equals minus 1 and y is equal to 1. For the other one, we'll just say it again. Same idea, we'll just say when x is equal to, and I'm going to write it as minus 7 over 5. It might be a wee bit easier for me to work with, might not be, we'll soon find out. Y is equal to 3 times minus 7 over 5 plus 4. Okay, I suppose this could come up in a non-calculator exam. So that's y is equal to minus 21 over 5 plus 4. And I will write that as just, what's that going to be? That's going to be minus 4 and 1/5 plus 4, which is just going to be then y is equal to minus 1/5. So my second answer is x is equal to, I'll write it as a mixed number then, minus 1 and 2/5, and y is equal to minus 1/5. And that is it. So you've got your two solutions. I'll just put them in a circle. X is equal to minus 1, x is equal to 1, and x is equal to minus 1 and 2/5, and y is equal to minus 1/5.